in here.
All right, we're gonna do an intro on this next one. I'm gonna try to set one up. So, again, guys, thank you for joining me. This is the Process to Purpose podcast. On the process,
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Luigi and Don, for joining me today.
Yep.
Took a little while to set up, but we got it going.
That's right.
Yeah, this is the first time we have 3 mics. Don has the best mic because he brought it from church, and he is the man when it comes to that type of stuff. So he always gets the best. So yeah, really quick, we're doing this again to help inspire, motivate people to find their purpose through the process of spirituality, health, and wealth, using godly principles
There you go.
and values to break through to the life that God has called us to live. It's
Amen.
awesome. That's pretty long, huh?
It's good. It's deep.
It's good.
It's really good.
Okay, that's long. So this is the first time I have 3 people on, so it's going to be, we're going to ask a lot of questions. We're going to see how it's going to roll. We're just going to roll with the punches, man.
It's going to be fun.
So again, thank you guys for being on. I'm super excited to share this special segment that we have going on. And guys, share this with somebody. Share this with somebody that you know. Again, don't forget the camera's over there, so say hello to the camera.
Camera.
For the people on the podcast, you can't see too bad. And again, we don't run any ads for this podcast. We don't do any of that. Everything's word of mouth. So hey, we're trying to build that community right now. We're trying to help as many people as we can, and we all need everybody's full support, like we always have, and
awesome.
So we can go ahead and grow this.
Yeah.
All right. So really quick, Don, thanks for being back on. So you're the second time guest, I guess you can say. With my wife is the first one.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
And then Frank's.
I thought I was third. I thought I was first, but dang it.
I think. Well, technically.
Your wife counts. No.
Yeah. Well, she's like part of the whole thing, So
She's co-founder.
Process. Yeah.
She's co-founder.
She allowed me to buy these.
She approved the
the purchase.
the purchase.
She's the boss, bro. Hey, give me a little.
Don't tell her we did that.
Well, she's watching now.
She hates it.
Yeah, she's watching for sure. And Instagram, we have the view down there. So
Hey, family.
we got Andrew on Instagram.
there you go. Oh, so you can see.
Yeah, Frank. We got Bianca. She's downstairs.
So
Watching
hide
us.
your double chin. Hide it. Well, I'm talking about. Mine's hidden because of the beard.
Same.
All right.
And then we have
Thanks
Luigi.
a lot.
What's your real name, Luigi? Luis?
Yep. That's
What's
me.
your last name?
Silva.
Silva. Luis Silva.
That's me.
And you know what, bro? I want you to introduce yourself real quick. Who you are, what you do. And then maybe I'll ask you another question just in case you stumble a little bit.
Perfect. Again, well, my real name is Luis Silva. Everybody knows me as Luigi. Just kind of stuck around since I was small. Nicknamed by my father, actually.
Really?
So, yeah, I just kind of stuck around all through high school, pretty much. And, yeah, I mean, that's been my nickname ever since.
Nice. It even comes up on when he goes up on stage, because he goes up on stage a lot. It comes out as Luigi. Segment Luis, bro.
Just put his real name
I
out
gotta
there.
distinguish myself.
Brenda's like, oh my gosh, that's not his real name.
She hates it. I don't know why she hates it so much.
I love it, bro. So what do you do for work, man?
I'm a loan officer. I am in lending.
Nice.
I work for a credit union, and it's been good. I started off as a teller. It's been 6 years now since I've been there.
Nice, man.
Going on 7 years, and yeah, super grateful. God's been great there. Definitely ups and downs, as anybody would have, but
So somebody can come to you if they need a loan for a car. What
pretty much. I mean, I handle everything but home loans
Got it.
because I let you do that.
Well, I have somebody that can help
Just
me.
kidding. But no,
handle that, Robert.
we have a separate department for that, obviously. But
Nice.
mainly, yeah, I cover everything when it consists of consumer lending.
Nice. So if you need some money, you
Money.
come to my boy Luis Silva.
No, I mean, I can't lend you out of my pocket, but
Yeah.
the bank will lend you
Yeah,
some
you
money.
can. Don't you lie to me, boy. And then how did you end up at Hope?
Hope. Actually, Brenda, my girlfriend, shout out Brenda, took me one time. She actually started, congregating herself there. And they were at the old building when I first visited. And, yeah, I mean, I think the topic of today is going to be community. But
Yeah.
community is what I fell in love with. I think even from my first visit, like, I can just remember how, like everybody was so loving. I mean,
Nice.
you know, I pay attention to the experience, and I think experience is everything. I think experience really captivates people.
Yeah.
You know,
Sets
because I mean, we can have nice building and you know, nice lights, whatever, but I think the experience altogether is what really can really take grasp of somebody.
Nice,
you know.
And yeah, that's what, you know, I know our worship's crazy, amazing, and then, but, you know, I know we always say it starts with the parking team and
Yeah.
the greeters and all that, and then just the people who are in the foyer greeting you, and then it helped that Don wears like the similar style of clothing, pants, tight jeans, all that.
Yeah,
You're like,
definitely. I always say like
I'm at home.
I always say that the not even the parking team. I just think like the greeters in general.
Yeah.
I think have the most important job in a sense.
Yeah.
Because, you know, again, they just set the tone for, you know, the experience and everything else follows. But yeah, I always congratulate them for having, you know,
nice.
the guts to be a greeter, because I know it's not the easiest job, but
No.
for those that do it, they just have naturally
and with
that
huge
gift. you know.
hearts they do it, man.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. And then really quick, I was actually going to ask you this, but I want to ask Don.
Yeah.
What does Luigi do at the church? Because I know he's kind of like under your ministry. So
Yeah.
what does he do? Because I know he's gonna be super humble about
Uh,
and then 'cause you guys are a bunch of humble people. So I'd rather ask you because you know who he does.
well, he does all kinds of stuff. But right now, I think directly right now he works assisting me in really producing service.
Nice.
And his training right now is to really being able to run producing service on Sundays on his own, and that's what he's learning. He's just learning a lot of stuff. Pretty much got his hands on a lot of like everything, like worship with production, and really just is just there to help with whatever is needed. And so and quick learner, really clever, sharp
Yeah.
guy. So I mean, there's
And just the time that he's actually been at the church. So this is nothing to take away from Luigi,
Yeah.
but like he's kind of like a mini you right now, right? Like just does everything.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
Boy,
sure.
I've seen him on the keys. He's singing in English and Spanish.
Yeah.
He's doing. You could do the drums too.
I'm
right?
trying.
Yeah,
man, I'm
yes, you
trying.
can.
Dude could do everything.
So he's been a blessing for real.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, and
Plus, he dresses really cool, so
yes, that's a
yeah,
plus.
he's got that style.
That's a plus. he's always got like an attire for every occasion. He's always got that, you know. Like for me, I just have black everything. So, and so this guy got like.
It's my guilty pleasure.
Yeah, no, and you do it well.
Yeah, he loans himself money for his wardrobe. That's what he does for a living.
True.
I'll just be the fee leader. No, that's
No,
really good, man.
that's not true. I just made that up.
No,
I don't want him to get fired or anything like
Yeah.
I
that.
know, bro.
Shut up, Vance.
You're getting him in trouble, bro. Brenda's like, I'm gonna tell my mom.
Oh my!
Because they keep calling him Luigi. His name's Luis. So, man, thanks for sharing that. Anything you
Yeah,
want to
bro.
add to that? I mean,
Honestly, I mean, I work so hard just for the same reason, you know, just because I think everybody has an important job in church, whether
Yes.
it's the smallest to the biggest. And if I can, you know, help in any way, shape, or form, I think I'm going to go 100%, you know, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
just where my work ethic is at,
Yeah, and
you
I
know,
see it,
behind
man.
ministry for sure.
yeah, no, I definitely see it because there was a time where we're actually at we're having youth night, and I see you walking around carrying all this stuff. I'm like, what is he doing, bro? It's a Friday. Why is he here?
Yeah.
And he's carrying things back and forth. He was getting things ready for a baptism, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, you gotta do all that too.
Yeah, it's honestly it's for the same reason, bro. You know, it's like
It's all to honor
you
God.
know what's gonna happen with that baptismal, so you just do it with that extra effort, you know. And
Right.
it's like,
Yeah, and that's
awesome.
the key thing. Like he always gives the 100%. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
in everything. You're not just like, you know,
And
50%.
And I can see it because even like when you're up there on stage, like even though at first you seem like uncomfortable, after that, man, you just give it your all, dude, and you do amazing. That's like every time, man.
Yeah.
You're like, man, I
Definitely.
do really good.
mess up all the time. It's all good. Holy Ghost got me.
Yeah, no, you're good, bro. Bro, I gotta do it on the 29th. This guy just dropped the bomb on me on stage. He's like, "Hey, you're doing it on 29th." I was like, so that's why you have me up here during the rally.
That's so funny.
You know how I get in front of like speaking in front of people. So.
No, you do good, bro. You do really well. What are you talking about?
It's funny because Ryan Gomez, he's like, bro, how do you get nervous when you're speaking in front of people? Because
Yeah, because
like
you
you
do
do a
this
podcast. Yeah, he's like, bro, you do a podcast. How do you get? I don't
in front
know,
of
man.
phones.
Yeah.
There's nobody here. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you know, when people approach me and I open houses and stuff, I'm like super cool. And then I get in front of people, I'm like shaking. Trying to keep my cool, but it's all right. I know I'm gonna grow in that
experience. Very good.
Yeah. So, and then I'll get back to this question. I was gonna ask you about, you know, leaving your church, but we'll go ahead and go ahead and get back to that once we talk about the community. He's like, oh, jeez, put me on the spot. I think nobody follows you. I think you don't have any followers. So really quick, we'll start off today. We're gonna talk about Access Nights.
Yeah.
So, what is Access Nights? Because I mean.
Yeah, so
it is, but these people don't.
Right. So Access is really built. So the Hope Unlimited Church wanted to have a space specifically for the young community of Hope Unlimited to be able to get together, really just worship Jesus together, not to have that pressure of actually going to church. Like, have you ever tried inviting your friends, the young people, like, to go to church with you? It's very difficult. So you know, inviting them to Access is a lot different than actually inviting them to church.
That's really good.
You know, like we serve food, so like that's massive. You know, that's an icebreaker right there. Like, hey, just come out and let's have some food and we hang out, and really just a really fun, welcoming environment where people feel just accepted. A lot of young people are very hesitant in going into places like that, especially under the church kind of label, you know. It's because they feel judged, and really what we'll create, the atmosphere we create at Access, really just to welcome everyone, accept everyone for who they are, and just, you know, teach them the gospel of Jesus and let him do all the work, and we're there just to love him. And just like when Luigi came out, and really just be there like, hey, you know, we're all good, you know. And so so that's kind of what Access is. And a lot of people actually, young people that are vital leaders in our church today, were saved at Access, and so that's like some amazing thing that always come to mind whenever I think, like, man, Access is so difficult, you know, like to kind of continue and like managing the teams and all this stuff, but it's like at some point you come to thinking like, hey, is it really worth it? And then those people's faces come like kind of pop up in your head, and it's like, yeah, it's definitely worth it just for that one person, you know.
Yeah. And that's so good. I like what you said, actually, going back to letting God take care of the rest, because I actually experienced something. I've been inviting friends, you know, Joe and SB. Right, so I was inviting them, and they're like, no, cool. And I'm not pushing. Yeah. Right, so I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And then he told me, he's like, hey, you know what, man? We're gonna show up this week, and I was like, all right, cool. Awesome. Let's see if you do. Right. And then, but bro, it was a healing service.
No way.
So it was their first service there is a healing service, and I was like worried. I was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna think we're weird.
It's too much.
Yeah. And then the next service was baptism. So I'm like, bro, they're gonna think we have like an event going on every single time. But then, you know, what I started thinking about is like, man, I already did my job by inviting them. Yeah. I'm going to let God take care of the rest. Yes. So I love that you said that, and then just all the results you're getting from the leaders, and my boy Luigi being here. So why Access? What like the name? I'm just really curious about the name.
Well, I was there when we first thought of it. I didn't recently. Not recently. Well, yeah, I discovered Access was the name of the power. The countries that was against, you know, like in the World War II, they were the bad guys, and so, but we didn't think of that. So, but for Access really is like, you know, like the Earth revolves on an axis, you know, and so that's kind of where it came from. Like, we're like, our axis is Jesus, and then like our world should revolve around that, you know, and so that's kind of where it got birthed out of, and so yeah.
Okay, cool, yeah, because I really was wondering, and I was like, bro, I've been serving on this Access team for
I don't know why it's called Access.
Same, bro.
3 years, and so now you know.
Now you know.
We all know.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
You learned today.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, man.
You can breathe.
Yeah.
It's like that itch I've been meaning to scratch forever.
And then, man, can you imagine people coming up to you at Access like, oh, what does Access mean? And you're like,
let me ask that.
Let me ask that.
Welcome, Hub.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, please hit the Hub.
There is food right over here on this side. Why don't you make yourself comfortable? I won't find an answer because I'll forget. But no, that's, you know, thanks for sharing that. And so I want to ask you a question, man. Why do you think Access is important?
Access is very important. I think in today's age, it's the young community that really drives everything.
Yeah.
And so if we can captivate, or I would say, in other words, attract that community or that group of people, and that's the age group that we serve, on those nights. I think it's really important to reach out, and so just because I know what a struggling youth ministry looks like and a young adult ministry looks like, and then when I see a successful one, or I see one that really is pushing the bar to get people in to that kind of service, it's just more motivating, to see that young people with talents, gifts, and all this drive can serve Jesus, and I think serving Jesus is the ultimate reward, and why see gifts go to waste or go to the world, when they could be used for God,
Yeah, because there's a lot of forces pulling the youth and young adults, right? There's a lot going on. There's social media. There's their friends, and so to have a place where you can actually go to and feel like the Holy Spirit and feel that environment is super important.
Heck yeah,
super important
all the way.
So why would you say it's important, Don?
Well, outside of like the young people being having a place, really to get saved and hearing the gospel. Actually, my wife got saved at Access.
I had that right on the
and
notes,
so
shout out.
So shout out Jordan. So she did get saved at Access, along with Matt Escoto. Again, like I just think of those guys. Like that's only a couple of people that I can think of right now. But as to why Access is important, like really bringing in the young people, because what it does is we have life groups that we have life groups, the young adults life group that come together on a week-to-week basis, but then like Access is what brings those groups together in one place, and then at the same time really exposes the new people at church that are not involved in life groups into that young community. And so I think that's why it's very important. Again, I think for people who's trying to change their life, and like really receiving Jesus and like really wanting to know what next steps are there for them. I think being a part of a community is what like the biggest factor that changes, that direction of path. And so that's really why I believe Access is very important.
Yeah, definitely. We'll get into community in just a bit, but man, his wife came from Access. Can you imagine if we didn't have Access? There would be no Jordan right now.
There would be no Jordan.
It would be like Ophelia or something.
I don't know about Ophelia.
Ophelia, there you go. That's the word. Or like a Bertha.
Ooh.
Can it be a Sarah or a Jessica? Like why is that?
Yeah. Like hey,
Bertha, what the?
Bertha.
Hey, my ass name is Bertha, man. She's probably watching right now. She's an awesome lady.
Except her.
Hey, but no, really. And you know what's funny? I don't know if you guys know this, but the first time I actually felt the presence of the Holy Spirit was at Access.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Because I was like, man, why are these people raising their hand? This is weird. Right. And I was like, I'm just going to keep coming, whatever.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, too. Like, when you go to our normal church service, even though it's very young-driven,
Yeah, definitely.
It's different because you have, like, a lot of older people there. So it's a different atmosphere. But then, like, when you come into Access and you see people worshiping and they're, like, your age, that whole idea of, like, this kind of embarrassing, I'm not comfortable kind of goes away because you see, like, your peers like all this doing the same thing and really just encouraging each other to like really press in.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what's great about Access.
Yeah, and then at that point it just becomes relational, like all right,
he can do it,
or
like,
this is like people that are my age.
Yeah,
exactly. Definitely.
Yeah, because
it's just easier.
Yeah, no, definitely.
It's an easier environment for sure.
And I can tell you when it was too, like I don't remember the exact date, but like I remember I was hugging like my cousin. I think it was Tristan, maybe. So it was like already like further down the line a little bit, and I still hadn't felt the presence.
I remember now. You telling me.
Yeah, and I was like, man, it just hit me, man. And I was like, wow, this is real.
Yeah,
this is really real. Really
real.
Stop it. Shout out Chryslo.
Insider. Please don't be like, what? You're a Christian, man. What's going on? But yeah, no. There's been a lot of good examples of people being saved through Access, and like you said, a lot of these people are leaders in the church right now. They're overseeing ministries. They're serving every single Sunday. They're guiding people right now. They're counselors at a camp. So we're having camp this weekend.
And on the other side of that coin, actually, as we like reach those young people. at the same time, we're teaching them to serve at an axis where, it's not as high pressure as like serving on a Sunday morning service. So like we're actually allowing them to take like risks, in wherever they're serving. Also being able to train them in professional skills, operating cameras and audio engineering and just.
And they get to own it.
They get to own it, yeah, without the pressure of like, I have to be like perfect, but at the same time still operating in the standard of excellence, and I think that's what pushes them to become better. And not just like, hey, I'm good where I'm at, and so.
And they're awesome. Like super blessed because they get the worship team, like, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
they
get
the full experience.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sometimes like I remember when I first started going, and then like we didn't have as many people. I'm like, man, you guys better get up and worship because you do not deserve. No, I'm just kidding. Because it's like a crazy experience of worship.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. And like at first we were a little bit smaller at the old church, and now we're a lot bigger. We're having like pretty good amount of people. Yeah. So. Going into that, what is our like? What would you say? You don't have to get too much detail, but what's the short term goal for Axis?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think short term goals.
Well, let's say short term or long term.
Yeah.
They're both.
There's a couple of goals, like kind of like next level goals for me, like next kind of small step is to pretty much reach a certain number of attendance. I think we kind of. Somewhere around 100 right now.
Yeah.
And then so I'd love to go to 150 to be able to push it to 150 in attendance. And then more long term is really just to have it every week, like the service. Because right now we only have it once a month. And once we get the team in place and the proper infrastructure to be able to produce that type of service, then I think we could go into once a week and really, just go full force in a sense.
Yeah. What about you, Luigi? What would you say, like maybe a short-term, long-term goal?
Yeah, I mean, we really want to expose this experience to as many people as we can, because, like you just said, like it's an experience that people can take full advantage of, at no cost, and at the same time, like you're gonna benefit from,
Yeah, and they get fed.
And you get fed at the end, It's not like we're gonna sit you through.
Yeah, because it's not very long, right? It's
a boring 3-hour message, It's like, first of all, like we got exciting people that teach, and secondly, like it's just awesome,
And who's gonna be speaking tomorrow?
Pastor Robert. Yeah, it's a big treat. Pastor Robert will be there with us tomorrow night for Access. So it's always a treat to have Pastor Robert because he really brings a different type of presence on platform, and so
he's real, like super real. He's been on,
and he gets even more real on Axis because it's just more casual. And
I didn't want to say that. I wanted
no camera.
No, I'm not. Yeah, no, he's super chill, and that's kind of what we want him to bring. Really just be extra authentic and transparent because that's what these young people need, and really not someone who's just trying to be like trying to tell you this is how you should live and be all perfect. Like no, hey. Whatever you got, wherever you're at that moment, like God will use you as long as you're willing to.
Yeah, we all have to go through a process, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. So, I think for me, as far as like a goal for Axis is really because we got the experience, we got attendance, but it's really just to relate to these to these people who are going there. So when I go, I'm actually really trying to make it a point to speak to different people, like not go and speak to Luigi, not go and speak to Don, but speak to people who don't know, who I don't know,
right?
And like we said, build that community of people who are going to come together, and you meet some people, man, and you never know. You never know what you're going to run into. It's
definitely true.
You never know what you're going to run into. Like, they might just open up right there and then.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so you got to be ready. So getting myself ready, that's one. I guess you can say that's like one of the goals with Axis is preparing myself, being prepared, and just going out there and speaking to different people. And Pastor Robert knows because he'll see me. He's like, go talk to that person. I'm like,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
So let's get into community.
Yeah. Right? There you go.
So this is going to be like the meaty stuff right here. Why do you believe it is important to build community? We'll start with you, Luigi. What's so important about it?
Community, it just becomes, I think, it breaks that barrier between you kind of knowing the person and now you like really know, and so it's family. Yeah. And ultimately that's what you want to create under, a house of God, like you want to know, you know, you want to not just do ministry with strangers, you want to do ministry with family, you know. And I think it's super important, just like creating that habit of like wanting to get to know new people is very important. Just like I think you got a super huge advantage on us with that, because you're just natural at it. I feel like I still kind of struggle, but ultimately that is a goal, you know, that I can just talk to anybody, just you know, and just do it, you know. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just nerves or whatever, but hey, definitely working on it.
Yeah, no, I mean, and everybody has that like a thing, and I think, you know, speaking on stage is not, you know, really my thing right now, but like going up to somebody and saying, hey, what's up, man, what's going on, don't have to know them at all.
Yeah,
like, and it could be like a cashier, it could be, you know, someone working at Vons or whatever the case is, bro. I just said that because you work at Vons, but that just came out.
It's all good.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll go up and I'm saying, hey, how's your day going? And I'm asking them. They should be asking me, but I'm the one that's going to be doing it. But no, that's really good, man. What about you, Don? What do you feel is important about building a community?
Well, I think as individuals, I believe God designed us to be in community. You know, just like He's in community with, you know, Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. I believe He's called us to be in community as well. I think the first thing, and whenever we're going through something that's difficult in our season, the first thing the enemy's going to want you to do is for you to isolate yourself. You know, and I think that's the worst thing we can do for ourselves. And so being, not just being in a community, but really a community of people who believe and can point you towards God in those situations and moments in your life. Yeah, and I think really determines the outcome of and how you respond to those situations whenever you're in them.
Yeah, definitely. So being able to lean on each other when the time comes, and I've experienced it with you guys and Pastor Robert, and there's times where like I'm not. Like I would sit in his office. He's like, "Hey, I want to meet with you. It's about something else." And then I know he felt it. Yeah. He's like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" And I just break down, man. Yeah. Just break down, and and then I'll like try to hold in my tears and stuff. And then he's like, he'll tell me, he's like, "Hey, that's like a Mexican thing, huh?"
Yeah, Pride power.
You're like, oh, you're like shaking it off, and you're like, pretending you're like something got in your eye, but really you're crying. And then he's like, "Yeah, that's a Mexican." But so that's the important thing, because I know, I rely on God, and I have all my faith in God, and He's going to see me through. But at the same time, you sit there, and you're like, I've been asking God for this, or I've been talking to God about this, but it's just not happening. So now let me go vent to Don a little bit. Let me go vent to Luigi a little bit, and I'm going to have those people who are like-minded and who their foundation is with God, so they're gonna guide me in the right direction and be like, "Hey, man, you know what? Don't worry about it, bro. We've all been through this. We've all struggled. You basically you have to go through this to get to that next level.
Yeah, definitely, you're not alone.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And a lot of times, say I was to go to one of my old buddies. I still have some really good friends. They're my best friends still. But if I were to go to other people who are I was doing drugs with, messing around with, and I go tell them like, "Hey, man, like I don't know what to do," and they're like, "Hey, man, just drink this beer, or here, this will take your the pressure off," whatever the case is, because they're not aligned with where I'm trying to go, right? Yeah. So I think that's probably the most important thing is community, surrounding yourself with the like-minded people. I know we talked about a little bit on the last podcast is, you're the sum of was it five people? Yeah. The 5 people association. Yeah. So I'm trying to get my clothing game up. Hey. So I'm trying to.
We have Luigi.
We got
Luigi, Don, Ace. Hey, bro, I bought tighter pants.
Yeah, I was about to point him out right now. Like
I bought tighter pants.
I think Robert was excited to tell me on that.
Robert is looking really nice, man. You're looking really fit, bro.
Thanks, man.
Looking really good. Jealous.
You know what? These last 2 weeks, this whole month, I've actually really been struggling with my diet and other things. I just been like, 4th of July, we went to Idlewild. We had the whole first service barbecue. Like, we just been having all these things going on. So, like, we've literally been nonstop for, like, the last... Well, we're always nonstop, right? But, like, literally, like, me and my wife would lay down and, like, what just happened? Like, it was a Sunday. We did not chill at all. So we're nonstop. Funny. But, yeah, man, thank you for that. I feel good right now.
Yeah.
And you guys look good, too. My boy Luigi got second place.
Got second place, didn't do nothing, dude.
Don guy, I think.
I probably ate worse.
I think I was last place.
I think you got second or second, maybe last.
No,
or
I was
second.
last place.
You were, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't want to put it on there, but you did get last place.
I know I did.
It's because you got married, dude.
It's Easter.
You had just got married.
No, yeah, that's true.
So you're married. You're
I was
living
like
that married
super
life.
stressed.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I just
Because
I just got back.
Mid February.
Yeah. Just got back. It wasn't that though. I think it wasn't the wedding. It was Easter services that got me, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. Huh?
That was insane. Yeah.
So well, he has people to lean on, so he's good.
Yeah.
You know? he can delegate a couple of things. You know, I like that word, delegate.
Yes, you do.
Delegate.
He started to delegate stuff onto Luigi, and then pretty soon Luigi's gonna be delegating to other people, right? I'm sure you already do. So.
Yeah. Well, just to kind of touch on that, I think Don, when we first spoke, he pushed the fact that he likes to build people so that those people can build other people. You know, and definitely. I feel like that's what he loves to do. You know, he just loves to build people so that they can keep building other people. You know, and
it's important.
Ultimately, like, you can't teach that in a sense, but you know, it's just, you know, a gift from God that he has, you know, that's on his life to be able to build people, you know, make people feel like good about themselves and really want to push themselves, you know, to the next level for sure.
And I think I really believe that's like a culture of our church.
Yeah.
Like if you think about it, like there's Jared, same thing with Jared. He wants to build people up. You know, Pastor Robert. So it's like, you know, the top of the food chain, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
Going back down, like everyone's building everybody, because like Jared, you know, helping me grow.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like even though I'm the first service leader, like my job's been just so much easier lately. Like, I feel like bro, I feel like I walk around with
just coffee cup,
and like, hey, just like,
hey, good
mayor.
Mayor.
No, I feel like that was kind of how I grew up, though. You know, like it's just a matter of like switching the mindset. You know, like I was never told like, oh, you can do it. You know, hey, you can do this. You're capable of doing this. You know, or hey, you may not know how to do this yet, but you can learn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's how I grew up, not having that. And so, but once like Pastor Robert told me, hey, you can do it, and he kind of like, here you go. And it's like I was like, well, I have the choice to either do it or not do it, you know. So I did it. I mean, failed like tremendously, but he gave me the opportunity to do it again, and obviously got better and just pushed myself. And so I think when that mindset switched, it's like, oh, this is here for me, and this is actually available for me. I think that's what we're trying to teach a lot of the young people that come through. It's like, especially, you know, a lot of guys in production team like didn't know how to work a camera, you know, like, but then, hey, you want to learn? I'll teach you. You can do it, you know. And so it's like,
as long as you're open book.
Seriously. And then now, like, you know, they do it as a profession. They do it on the side to kind of get some income, and so like, which is to me like so awesome, you know. And they use and honor that gift by serving and really honoring God with it. So,
bro,
that's just that's an awesome cycle.
That's so good, man.
Yeah.
You know why? That's exactly why I'm doing this podcast, bro. Because I want to like show people and tell like that was just perfect. I'm gonna cut that out. I'm gonna put it into another video, because that's exactly what I'm trying to do here. You know what I mean? With just letting you know that I'm not like anyone special,
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Like I'm down like 30 pounds. Like you can do it too.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm probably on track to make 6 figures this year.
Hey.
You can do it too.
Hey, did you say that? We're just gonna throw a party tonight.
You know, like, no, I'm saying, because I started off with like, and this is not like to like boast on myself, but like God's just been taking care of me, man, because I gave myself all to God. Like literally, we closed another deal today. I closed another escrow, bro.
It's awesome, bro.
And
so sick.
Honestly, dude, like I don't know what happened.
It just happened,
bro. I kid you not. Like honestly, like I was like, oh God, like you know, we want to do this, we want to do that. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
He's like, and then it's like, oh shoot. He's like, hold more open houses. Like, I'm not kidding, bro. I can't even make this up, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I started doing the open houses. We're supposed to list this home in November, right? In November. So this is like, what, 5 months from now? So I'm like, okay, I won't get paid till November. Cool. I signed a 1-year contract.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to wait till November. Bro, that weekend, I on a Thursday, I found all cash buyer for $500,000.
No
took him to the house that same day I signed that contract. And they're like, oh, what do you think we should put an offer? And I say, oh, what do you think you should put on? They're like, 500,000. We're gonna list a home at 490. 500,000, wow. Bro. We broke a record in that neighborhood for a 3-bedroom, right? For a 3-bedroom. I'm just really excited about this.
No.
By $26,000.
Wow.
In that neighborhood for a 3-bedroom. No home. The closest home that sold in that area was for $474. A lot more fixed up. And I was like, and I just like, man, this is all God. Because like literally, I was literally in the right places at the right time.
Yeah.
So crazy, bro. So, and it was just a blessing because I got to like do both sides of the transaction. You know.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So I can't like guys. You guys, as long as you put your faith in God, you can do it too. Like, it's happening right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I know you when you say put your faith in God and really all glory to God. And I believe you mean it, really, because some people will say that, but then like they never really involve God with anything in their life, except and so I think for you is like you really honor God and give Him the glory by actually like spending your time and really prioritizing like this is for God. This is what I do for God because I know when I serve Him, He blesses me with all this stuff, and so I think that's what's like really genuine about that. Stories is awesome.
Yeah, because I was actually thinking about it the other day. I'm like, man, like youth night and Access, and we used to do First Wednesday. Even going to camp this weekend, like I'm like thinking in my head, like, man, I'm losing out on money going to camp this weekend because I have 2 buyers that need homes like right now. They already told me like I'm like Swamp Thursday, and I'm thinking like, nah, man, this is a priority. Like that's awesome. Every single Sunday is probably the hottest day for real estate. It don't matter.
Nope.
Because I'm serving.
It's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? Like from 8:30 to 1 p.m. we're at church.
Yeah.
Non-negotiable.
You
know what I mean? So just by saying that is like honoring God, and something I say every morning. I honor God. I pray that I just live out His will every single day. It's just, and I feel like, if you do that, then you're gonna be taken care of, man. Matthew 6:33, bro.
That's awesome, bro.
See the kingdom of God.
Yeah, I feel I'm super thankful. Shout out moms.
Moms.
Oh yeah.
Because she instilled that in me. Like Sunday, like is for God, So it's like if I miss, I'm just like cringing all day, or it's just like,
even if I go,
why am I not in church right now? So it's like it's just it's an awesome feeling to have that. You feel bad for not being there. So it's just like you just go that extra mile all the time. It's just a priority for sure.
And can't you wait to instill that into your like future kids, or even the people who are under you right now in your ministry, man?
That's really my hope. Really just inspire someone else. Like, hey, you can live a life God's called you to live, and not have to miss out on anything. I think a lot of people think like you were just saying, like, Sunday's the hottest, day for real estate, and so, but yet you've chosen to honor God on Sunday and never kind of waver, and so and I think in turn, like, God really honors that.
Yeah, definitely.
And blesses you all week. Though.
I know. You hold more open house.
My mom used to drag my brother and I, to church every Sunday, which we hated so bad, so plus she made us wear matching outfits.
Oh my gosh.
But no, just seeing you guys do it all the time, it really encourages other people. Like, man, I want some of that because I see what God's doing in their lives. And that's what I really seen. Before Luigi came, from Don, Ace, Pastor Robert, Pastor Justin, all these people I seen were like, I'm like, man, I want some of that. Even though I know it's going to take a lot of work, it's going to be a lot of time. I may not want to do it all the time, but I want some of it.
Yeah, but like a year ago, you said that, and you said it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of time, but before you knew it, like, you're right here now, right? You know what I mean? It's like, if you just take that step, and you take it one day at a time, and just love it, just love the journey, and I think God will just...
enjoy the process.
Yeah, really.
How does Joel Embiid say?
I don't know.
Trust the process, but
he says trust the process.
He says it in a different
accent.
Like, an accent. But I'm terrible at
nah, I'm not. I don't
know where he's from, so I don't
know. So you know what? We didn't have a chance to get to the last question.
What was it?
Where is the state of the young adults at the moment? That could be like a heavy question. Maybe really detailed.
It's a long one.
So maybe we'll come back to that another time. We ran actually fairly long today. Usually we go about 30 minutes, and we're about 45 minutes right now, man.
Hey,
It doesn't even
three
feel like
people,
it.
bro. Yeah, probably 10 minutes.
Yeah, man, it's been really awesome. You know, I really thank you guys for being on. Is there anything else you guys want to add? Because we still have time. We can go all day, but
Yeah.
anything else you would like to add?
Well, I was hearing this. I was hearing this preaching today. Really blessed my life, by the way. It says that. Well, it was Christine Kane, and a powerful lady, I think. She was sharing about how nowadays, like, people follow, like, for example, a pastor. You know, people follow the pastor. You know, but people forget to follow the person that the pastor is following, which is God.
Yeah.
You know, and I think in today's community, as young people, I think we follow a lot of, like, physical figures instead of following, you know, like for example, if we're considered leaders in our church, like, we want people to follow who we follow, you know, not follow our image or follow our habits, you know, because obviously we have flaws and we have our downfalls or whatever, or our bad days, you know. But for sure, if they can keep their eyes you know, set on who we follow and why we serve, I think ultimately that's the mission, and that's the, you know, the goal really behind us driving every day, you know. That's
really good, because I mean, it's really easy to be like, I'm gonna follow Drake. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, heck yeah, bro.
Kanye.
Yeah, Kanye. You know, I'm gonna follow, or, you know, the Kardashians, whatever the case is, because they idolize these people.
Definitely.
But what is that gonna bring them? You know what I mean? Like, destruction, bro.
So just touching again, or going back to Access, like, that's what we want to present, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
For young people to be able to follow God and understand who God is, instead of, like, coming under this idea that, you know, it's just like, if you provide a party vibe, like, that's all you need, you know. It's like, no, like, it's
more to it,
you know. That's put under, you know, for sure, for people to experience, for sure.
That's good, man. That's really good.
That's awesome.
So now that puts a lot on our shoulders, right, to prepare ourselves, get ready.
Yeah.
And like you said, you're listening to a sermon today. Today's Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not just Sunday.
No.
You know what I mean? It's an everyday thing, and you're listening and you're learning, because you know there's people watching.
Yeah.
Not for yourself, right? Because it's cool. Like, you know, I always think about this as like somebody that's a prayer warrior, and they pray 18 hours a day. Like, what is that going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Praying 18 hours a day, that's selfish. Because, you can be praying for somebody else, but at the same time, you're just praying this whole day. You're not out there doing anything. You're not out there helping anybody. I don't know. Maybe I may be wrong. I don't know. Yeah. But that's really good, man.
Yeah.
Keep learning.
It was awesome. Blessing for sure.
Yeah.
And then, Don, we're going to have to do a MTV Cribs video of your house.
Listen, like, really, because there's a lot of chatter, lots of distraction going around, especially for those of you guys, like, really the young people that are grinding it out, you know, like, really this whole podcast is about, you know, process to purpose. I think in that process we can get caught up in the routine, you know, like with work, for me full time, like, I can get caught up in, like, doing what I know, just continue to do what I know without, like, actually taking the time to listen to what God is trying to tell me in each step. And because we get good at what we do continually if we do it, and so we kind of get in this. Yes, we get in this, like, routine, and so sometimes we forget, like, hey, we should just always just check in with God. Hey, God, what are you telling me right now? You know, get rid of all the noise and the distractions, or even just the workload. Just like, hey, what do you know? Is there something you want me to do differently? Because there's always going to be that opportunity for you to minister to someone or do something different. That'll make it even better. You know, I think never. Put the blinders on, in a sense. You know, like, I think so, like, when you go for the vision that God's given you, you should always have that peripheral of, like, what the Holy Spirit is trying to tell you along the way. And so that's good. And so it
could be like, Don, like, go hang out with your wife or something, right? Because it could
exactly,
because you could get really caught up in work, and same thing with me. I go home, and sometimes I'm like, man, I gotta send out these emails, I gotta do this, like, I gotta ask for closing tomorrow, I got this and this and that, and my wife's just sitting there. You know what I mean? And so a lot of times God's like, put your stupid laptop away. And I say it like that. You know, and I say it like that, but he's like, put your stupid laptop away. Put your phone down. And just like,
he's not married yet.
Oh yeah.
Whatever it is, just always, you know, always make the time to actually give thanks. Really just give thanks.
Yeah.
I think that's the start of like really entering into the presence, is really just giving thanks and giving the praise for everything you have. And I think from there, kind of God does His thing, in your life. And so that's always my approach to whenever I want to like just hey God, what do you want from me? Like what do you want me to do? And so
start your day throughout the day, just being grateful.
Yeah,
that's good, man. This is some good stuff right here, man, and this is for free. They're not
or you can donate.
Yeah,
it's up to you.
You could donate. I'm not even
new pants for Robert. Skinnier pants for Robert.
Or they can get tailored, so they can be skinnier at the bottom. Hey, bro, show me who you got, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Or a third microphone. He can get a third microphone.
Oh yeah, third.
So this won't get all distorted. Apparently, it got distorted.
Oh, did it?
Yes.
Who told you?
I was too close like this.
You probably should just turn down your gain a little bit.
I just pulled it back. a little.
Who told you?
I was Isaiah. Shout out Isaiah. Thanks for watching our back.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. You guys good then, huh?
Yeah, great, man. Thank you again.
This is thank awesome. You guys for being on here. Sorry I can't pay you, but
I'll do it again next week.
Yeah, man. This is so much fun, man. Nah, it really is, right? It wasn't that bad, right?
No,
I
loved it. Fun, dude. Last time I got hooked, bro. I was like, dude, let's do it again.
I know. Yeah, last time because he was like, I had to text him, bro.
I'm nervous.
And then he was like, I don't know, I'm not good. Ask Ace.
I can hear him saying that.
Ace is more personality,
Yeah, so. Yeah. He's like, ask Ace, and then after we did, he's like, so when are we doing it again? Like literally, bro, like seconds. Bro.
I was like, that's it. That was short.
Yeah, bro.
All right.
That's how I felt right now too. Like
that's it.
45 minutes. You
barely said
right
anything.
Yeah,
Robert did all the talking. Like the whole intro took like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
His paragraph intro.
Oh, come on, guys.
It's awesome.
So yeah, we're running a little long right here. 7:20 already.
We got basketball. Everybody waiting in the court right now.
I know everyone's probably like, "Where's Don? Where are the guys? Nobody came. Let's go home." But guys, thank you guys for being on. Again, share this with somebody.
Thank you guys.
Share this with somebody that might need to hear it. And go to Access tomorrow. Doors open at 6:30.
6:30. Coffee and refreshments at 6:30. Just hang out.
Go ahead, I'll let you take care of that.
7 o'clock, the service starts. So don't be late. And then after that, we actually have a giveaway. It's a pair of shoes, Nike Air Max 97s, and so the way you can win is actually just show up. We'll have a drawing, and so
tickets at
good
the door.
luck to you. Tickets at the door, and free admission, and so yeah.
Okay.
We got food, we got pizza, ice cream, churros.
Doesn't love food.
All right, I'm gonna be there for all that good stuff. Plus the people. All right, guys. So again, if nobody loves you, Jesus loves you.
That's right.
We love you.